Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Wake Up. On today's show, we have a Rudy update for you. Rudy Giuliani back in the news, yes again. At the White House, nothing coming any closer to a deal. We're also going to talk about, all the latest in the shutdown, talk about what the people are doing about it, what's going on in Syria, Brexit, and Theresa May surviving, living another day in crazy political Britain at the moment. All right, so that's it for us. We may be able to get a guest, very interesting, just to preview this, who could be able to talk about Britain very intelligently, and hopefully he'll be able to come on very soon. So that's something to look forward to in the future. All right, thank you so much for starting your day with us. This is the Wake Up, and we're starting today with, as I said before, a Rudy update. President Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, appeared on CNN last night and claimed there was, quote, never any collusion between Trump's campaign and Russia leading up to the 2016 presidential election. He never said there was. That's a little bit of a difference there, just what I read it. So he went on CNN last night. He didn't claim that, but he did claim he never said there was no collusion between Trump's campaign and Russia. He just didn't say there was any between the president of the United States and Russia. So I mean, they colluded with Russia, but just the president did it. Oh, that is so bad. That is really crazy stuff. Just moving the goalposts there. I mean, I don't even that is some real moving of the goalposts, just almost completely. On that. It's unbelievable. There's not a single bit of evidence the President of the United States committed a crime, committed the only crime you can commit here, conspired with the Russians to hack the DNC. So, that I'm going to give you right now a little bit of a taste of this really, frankly, remarkable exchange for you in just a minute, because it really is some it's crazy stuff. Here's a taste.
False reporting is saying that there has been no suggestion of any kind of collusion between the campaign and any Russians. Because now you have Paul Manafort giving poll data that winds up leading to this coincidence.
Well, you just misstated my position. I never said there was no collusion between the campaign or between people in the campaign.
You should see Chris Cuomo's face.
I said the President of the United States. There is not a single bit of evidence the President of the United States committed the only crime he could commit here, conspired with the Russians to hack the DNC.
First of all, crime is not the bar of accountability for a president. It's about what you knew, what was right and what was wrong, and what did you deceive about. Those are going to be major considerations.
The president did not.
He said nobody had any contact. Tons of people had contact. Nobody colluded. The guy running his campaign
he didn't say
was
nobody.
Working on an issue at the same time as the convention.
He said he didn't. He didn't.
All I got to say there is wow. Rudy Giuliani, he's either many steps behind or many steps ahead. I wonder which one it is. All right, so, he believes what he believes over at the White House. That's what Representative Vicente Gonzalez, who met with President Trump at the White House on Wednesday, along with a handful of colleagues from the Problem Solvers Caucus, told the Washington Post about the president's very serious misconceptions of the border. He mentioned, quote, I don't even know why we have ports of entry. You can just drive down the border and turn left into the U.S. I think he's convinced himself that's what the border is. Gonzalez told us, I was listening to him today. He makes a lot of comments that aren't true, but I believe he actually believes them. And I mean, I think she's got a point. I'm pretty sure he believes that there's just a big highway from leading from Mexico straight to the border, not miles and miles of freezing hot, freezing cold / freezing hot desert that people die in. I don't know if I'm not sure he knows that he's exist that those exist. I think that's how stupid I think he is. So Trump's convictions about the southern border aren't just something he talks about privately. He repeatedly touts them publicly. So. Journalist Daniel Dale got Trump on 52 false claims, on a 52-item false claim list on immigration made by Trump just in the last week here. So that's pretty incredible. Unlike his colleagues who turned down the president's invitation to meet earlier in the week, Gonzalez showed up in good faith along with Representatives Joshua Gottheimer, Anthony Brindisi, Dan Phillips, Max Rose, and Abigail Spanberger. Those are the people to watch when it comes to those votes, because if they would come out there and meet with Trump, that means they're they're pretty Republican, and it's not cool. It's not cool to see this. The Democrats proposed opening the government for 30 days to try to negotiate a solution to Trump's demands for $5.7 billion for a border wall, or they proposed opening the government for 30 days to try to negotiate this solution to Trump's demands for $5.7 billion for a border wall, just kind of alleviate the pain on some of the federal workers. But this proposal, again, was similar to the one Senator Lindsey Graham put forth, if you remember that one, and Trump promptly, again, rejected the idea. But Trump responded that he is opposed to opening the government without a guarantee that negotiations would result in a physical barrier. Gonzalez added that Trump's belief he's winning the shutdown standoff. Not so much. According to a new poll, and I think this is the important thing here. That is important. Like if through all this, I believe it's the most important thing to do is to keep an eye on the polls. And it's not looking good for Donald Trump, as a new poll out from NPR NBC News Marist found out that Trump's approval rating is down by a net of 7 points since December when the shutdown began. Currently, 39% of respondents approve of Trump, down from 42% last month, and 53% disapprove, down from 49% in December. So that is a poll that showed the poll showed him dropping significantly with his base among suburban men. Trump dropped in at 18 points to a disapproval rating of 48% from 39%, down a net of 14 points from white evangelicals, down 10 points with Republicans, from an approval rating of 90 to 83% last month. That is incredible stuff. This is more than 10 points. 90 to 83, that's... no, sorry, 7. What am I thinking? It's a little early in the morning. For some reason, I can't do math yet. Yeah, so he is losing in those key areas with white evangelicals, suburban men, and Republicans. So that's going to be very interesting to watch if things keep up that way. And they could very easily just turn right back the other way. There's a lot we don't know about that yet, but here's the thing. So Gonzalez, who met with Trump today, said this: there's a lot of pressure in people's districts of folks not working and folks not getting paid. So at a minimum, we have the responsibility to meet with the president, see where we are and whether we could push through this negotiation. But he's very clearly intent on watching a border barrier, which is a tough sell for a lot of members in Congress, both Democrats and Republicans. And I think she's right about that. And that's going to be, I think that's definitely going to be a very, 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 very tough situation. Sorry, that is a, so that I just want to make sure I didn't just misgender Vicente Fox. So I'm a little bit worried about that, but because it keeps coming up with the president. Jesus. Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna look into that because I think I just called Vicente Fox a she. But it just keeps coming up. It keeps coming with Mexican president. All right. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, Vicente Fox. If I just misgendered, I'm pretty sure it's a man. So yeah, all right, that's my fault. Yeah. So alternative reality over in Trump world, however, as Gonzalez described the meeting, including Vice President acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney, Senior Advisor Jared Kushner, and Press Secretary Sarah Sanders. They're all like, "Oh yeah, it was positive and constructive." But a GOP Hill aide told the Washington Post that they hadn't caught wind of movement of a deal in over a week. So that is, things are very stagnating. And if you go watch Ann Coulter over on Vice News, what she had to say, she's like, yeah, there's going to be an open revolt if he doesn't get the wall. It's just that simple. And that is why we still have this government shutdown. This is the only reason why. The only reason why we still have a shutdown, because Ann Coulter and Donald Trump's crazy base is making Trump support a position, and it is forcing Trump to support a position that everybody knows he does not want to support. He just does not want to. I don't know. I think he does want. Actually, I misspoke there. He does want to support it. But if Ann Coulter wasn't president, we would have and that part of the base wasn't president, we'd have a much better immigration system. Like it's them to blame for the shutdown. And I don't want to say it's not Trump to blame. It is Trump because he listens to these people. He's the president. He can decide what he wants to do with his presidency. And so far, he's just chosen to listen to those people and no one else in the entire country. But it is because of them that things are, I think, really slowing down. Like that part of the base, that ankle slice of the base. Brookings Institution Williams Galston told the Post that he doesn't foresee an end of the shutdown until Trump delegates negotiations to people in his White House or party who are at least prepared to negotiate on the basis and a common set of facts with the people on the other side of this. So that could very well be, but it's going to be very tough to see how this still. And we've been in the situation for a very long time. It's going to be very tough to see when this stalemate ends. Trump is operating under the self-perception that he is winning, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi thinks otherwise, feeling confident enough to raise the stakes by sending a letter urging the president to postpone his State of the Union address to Congress in a few weeks because of the shutdown. The Post's Paul Kane, Philip Rucker, and Josh Dawsey say that Pelosi's new and confrontational approach and self-declared mandate to provide a check on presidential power is helping keep Democrats largely united while energizing liberals who have yearned for a leader to challenge Trump directly. The key quote, she understands political leverage and she wields the knife, Josh Holmes, an advisor to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, said. Privately, one advisor said Trump complains about the quotes he reads from Pelosi, but has said he's impressed with her political savvy. We are getting crushed, the New York Times' Maggie Haberman and Andy Carney report. Trump told Mulvaney after watching recent news coverage of the shutdown, why can't we get a deal? So I feel like he wants to get a deal, but Mick Mulvaney's like, no deal, no deal. Like, I really would be paid to be on a fly on the wall in the White House right now. Trump is like awake. He's watching TV, watching Fox and Friends right now. And he's like, okay, Trump, hang in there. But then he turns on like Morning Joe and like, Trump? God, Trump is dangerous. Like, I feel like that's probably the reality of it right now. But I really do wonder who's in the White House as opposed to and against a deal. But I do kind of like the move of Trump, Nancy Pelosi with a little finger stab saying, oh, you can't come in. It'll be interesting to see how much they hold on this. And I do think, at this point, just watching them for the amount of time, watching them for these 26 days, I don't think they're going to give up. Or now, what is it, 27 now? Day 27 of the government shutdown. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, so that is, sheesh. Officials told the Post Robert Costa that the White House would rather be fighting a public drama with Speaker Pelosi on the State of the Union than engaging in moderate gripes about the shutdown. The White House push is to hold the line, blame the Dems, carry on, despite mounting concerns about the shutdown's fallout. And the poll numbers for them, as we saw this month, are only going to get worse. Like we are literally 3 days away from 30 days of a government shutdown. That's crazy talk. Absolutely crazy. All right, I think we just shattered. We did shatter the record for the modern, not the modern, just the longest shutdown in America history. Hakeem Jeffries with kind of a weird tweet. He's like, individual one will not be permitted to deliver the State of the Union address until the government is open. Yeah, and the thing is, he can't just come into the House and be like, okay, here's your State of the Union address that we're going to give. It'll be great. He can't just, like, most of those way into the White House, Trump can, and just give the State of the Union. It's just not going to work. Like, he can't do that. So Trump ain't, Pelosi ain't asking. She is telling on this front. So there's not much of a choice to give. Yeah, Hakeem Jeffries says get used to it. And when he's acting all tough, then they're not going to bite on this point. So yeah, the people are suffering under this government shutdown thingy. It's a humanitarian emergency. The financial hardships are mounting as the shutdown stories stretch on. White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett admitted on Fox Business News earlier this week the economic consequences of a funding impasse are more negative than were originally anticipated. Per CNN's Lydia DePillis, she says, we are watching the actual effects and noticing the impact we see on government contractors is bigger than the sort of staff rule of thumb anticipated. And we subsequently right now think that it's about a 10% a week, not a 10% every 2 weeks. So it's like double the speed of what they thought. This is how much the economy is deteriorating. Not far from the White House and even closer to the Trump International Hotel, chef Jose Andres opened a relief site to feed furloughed federal employers hit hard by the shutdown. So good on him. He's done a great job, both for the people of Puerto Rico, feeding those people, and feeding these people now. I've never felt a pervasive sense of hopelessness more felt the pervasive sense of hopelessness I feel now, says the Times' Noah Weiland. Carrie Wilder, a single mother on the verge of tears doing clerical